And we're back with the Skolldir Showdown. Thank you guys for coming back and tuning in to this event. I am Pyro Cheese here, joined by my good friend, Mr. Pillow.
What up?
Hey, yeah.
So we just saw a big Clash of the Titans moment, to be perfectly frank, and it kind of makes me left wondering the other matches that there are, and you keep thinking of them. I think you think of the Skolldir players, like the primary Skolldir players are Skolldir, Nikki, and Edster, but I think that two Titans that are definitely Titans in this tournament and Titans overall, but you don't like associate them with Skolldir, that I think have a very good shot at winning this is Paulo and Body Hunter. And that is our next match up, and I'm going to go ahead and chime in here. If you type who you think is going to win, Paulo or Body Hunter, or a tie, into the chat. Again, these guys is the same system as before. These guys are going to play exactly 2 matches, whether they win or lose. And so either Paulo can win 2, Body Hunter can win 2, or they can tie. Type what you think the results are going to be. There's no fancy command. Just give us a shout in the chat, and of whatever seems understandable to us. And we end, if you guess correctly, after the 2 matches, you'll be eligible for a giveaway. So, Pyro, what are you thinking about this lineup here? Paulo versus Body Hunter.
I think this is definitely also kind of one of those that should be interesting just for the sake of their skill level and seeing their different play styles. I personally am not very familiar with Body Hunter. I know he's been around for a while. I just frankly have not been very privy to his existence. That sounds very harsh, but I honestly just didn't know about the guy until a few months ago. Whereas most of these other people I've known about for a while. I just, for whatever reason, I just wasn't very knowledgeable that Body Hunter existed, I guess. But regardless, even in the short time that I've known him, he has definitely shown himself to me. I guess not that he has anything to prove to me, but he's definitely a very, very good player. Being involved in competitive matches and being on one of those higher tier teams, all around just being a very, very good player. And his Skolldir as well has seemed to be really good so far in what he's shown in this showcase so far. And to go up against Paulo, kind of another one of those Titans, it's definitely one of those where I would be very surprised if this is not a relatively even match anyway.
I definitely agree. It's going to be very interesting. And, these players, I think they kind of both serve similar roles on their teams. Paulo and Body Hunter, they never really necessarily played like the big damage, or excuse me, the big initiators. It's never been about, the sick anchor die from Paulo, or the sick throw from this Body Hunter, or like the black hole from Paulo or anything. They've always played like Frog, they play Nibs, but Body Hunter does play a reasonable amount of Swiggins, I think, on his team. But they play Rocco, they play damage dealers, they play the guys who just constantly have the numbers on the board during the team fight, and they land everything and dodge everything. Hey, they haven't been the big playmakers. I would say that on the traditional team Boom, that Ball was always the guy who was like, yo, I set up this kill, let's go, and Nikki is the guy that does that on Body Hunter's team. So it's very interesting. I think these guys are going to land a lot of punches. I think their throws are always going to be like interesting to watch. I don't know if they're going to be as clean as the other guys, but they are definitely going to be interesting to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
That said, I am at the 9-second mark. Would you like to give us a countdown, my friend?
Sure, that sounds great. Let's go ahead and get this started in 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. And there's the taunts, and they go, and Body Hunter's just going to walk forward and get thrown as a result. You just maybe see if you can find a better opening, like how Edster has to immediately run to the jump pad thing that he's got going on. But Paulo's dealing a bunch of damage to Body Hunter right now. He's actually just landing non-stop, everything. He's going to get a last hit with that throw there, and then Body Hunter takes the damage from the gnome. Well, that is one spawn camp we haven't seen. Like, and that wasn't intentional, wasn't as spawn, but just put the gnome out there is like, you have to... you gotta spawn eventually.
Yeah, I mean, that's happened at some point. That's kind of interesting, though. But, when you're talking about, like, landing throws and then being clean, I think Paulo has definitely, so far, for as early as it's been, definitely landed a couple of more throws here than a Body Hunter. I think I counted 2 missed throws from Body Hunter right at the beginning, and that was a interesting timing on the third punch to get him right off at the jump pad. Gonna go for that gnome kill, but not gonna be quite again. Just finishing him off with those little 2 punches. That does still do a fair amount of damage because they do have the damage upgrades on their auto attack.
I definitely agree with that. Paulo gonna be taking a lot of damage. Going for the gnome and just flies right over Paulo's head. The fact that Body Hunter tried to style there meant that Paulo was just like, okay, I'm gonna suicide as much damage as he could. He actually put Body Hunter a little bit above path before he died, where Body Hunter could have easily been full health like going into the next fight. So that's not going to work out great for him. Just gonna try to be a bit too entertaining there. Now Paulo's gonna get one of the cleanest kills. You know, he doesn't even need the full oily to finish Body Hunter off in that situation, and that's gonna bring it 3-2 in his favor. Not what Body Hunter needed right now. He's gonna get thrown before he can do any more damage. Paulo is gonna manage to start or do a lot right here.
Yeah, unfortunately, missed throws are in a lot of cases the kiss of death in this scenario, because not only did you miss your big damage dealer, but now the other person now knows that they're down that ability. It's a lot easier for me to go in. Worst case scenario is I get stunned, but I'm not going to be thrown and be taking control over for the next couple of seconds.
Indeed, and Body Hunter gonna be taking out Paulo, and oh, nice throw there. That's gonna be a trade of throws, and then
that was
the double
some
stun
desolation
punches,
right there.
Yeah, consolation damage prize. Yeah. Interesting
to see just how this is kind of playing out. So, like I said, when it comes to that throw, I think if there was anything that I would say about these two players, I think that's one of the more vital things that's going on is that throw damage. Like I was saying earlier, it isn't so much vital to follow up on that throw, but you know, it does make it a lot easier. Just like right there, that simple follow up with that third punch to see that kill. But just being able to land that throw, just being able to say that, you know what, in this, I thought they both missed the throw, but I think there was just a bit of lag there associated with Paulo. Yeah, just being able to land it and saying that, you know what, I have a little bit more control over this situation than you do, I think definitely plays into the dynamics of how the rest of the fight is going to be played out.
Ooh, and that's a very clean throw. He might be able to make the hit. He's not. And they were doing a lot of work going in here. Body Hunter might be winning. Not necessarily yet. Paulo gets a very nice throw on Body Hunter there. And it's actually a very close match so far. Very, very back and forth. Both players have held the lead at one moment or another. Body Hunter going to be tying it up once again. It's going to be 6-6. Get a nice stun punch off the rotation. This is more anybody's game than we've seen in quite a bit. I mean,
yeah,
we did have, I guess, Starsam versus Nikki, but besides that, like, it's always been clear one player having a deciding advantage. And right now it's slightly in Body Hunter's favor, but only about half an HP bar. And, but Body Hunter's going to hit everything, and Paulo's going to miss the throw right out of the spawn, so it's not a good situation for him. Body Hunter might be able to pull up ahead here, even though he has less HP. There's the Quake, going to be a whiff. He does have the throw, and he's going to whip it, and now Paulo probably is just going to go in. He's going to do the walk left technique, and that was a dodge.
The gnome? I thought the gnome definitely got him right there, but I guess not. I don't know if that was some kind of weird desync issue with the gnome will actually fall off or whatever it might be, but still, that's going to be a swift end to Paulo's attempts right there to spawn camp. But
that was probably the best use of the little lip jump off the wall that we've seen this whole tournament. Like, Body Hunter actually made the split-second decision to use that to dodge a move that Paulo was doing and then come back into the fight. It had nothing to do with him being cheeky, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that was actually an effective use of that, I would say. But that is going to be one of those off-the-edge stun into the abyss kind of kills right there. So I don't think we've seen that from these guys yet this match, so good to see that they still have that in their tool belt.
I definitely agree, and Body Hunter going to be having to back up a little bit. He is trying to do his best to style. Oh, there was a nice Quake, and now he's getting a bunch of punch damage in. He's going to whiff the throw, though. That was a very unfortunate whiff, just kind of, just, you know, bad luck more than anything, and just kind of, I guess, being impatient. And then got to work on the reflexes there. He just managed to pick up the frag. He needs one more kill and throw off the spawn. He needs 0 more kills. Your Body Hunter is going to be the winner of the first round.
Yeah, I was gonna note that earlier, actually, in the match, it was actually looking a little bit dire for Body Hunter. Paulo was able to maintain a 1-kill lead overall until halfway through, and then that's when Body Hunter started picking things up. And then just those final 2 kills were all you needed right there. You know, things can change as quickly as that in this kind of stuff.
Oh no, you're totally right, man. You are totally right. Oh, going into this next match, I gotta ask, what do these players need to be considering differently? Like, what do they gotta do? Like, what do they need to keep in mind?
I think one of the things, it's tough to say because they were actually both playing to their strengths overall. I mean, Paulo got that early lead, which is always is a nice way to get, but Body Hunter was starting to pull it back towards the tail end, and I think that just has to do with being a little bit more aware of the situation as a whole. Like we were talking about earlier, how getting to know your opponents and being able to read them really goes a long way, and we haven't really seen too much of that, I feel, between the two of them. When I talk about reading your opponent, I do talk about like being able to comfortably use a jump head to get a third punch, or use a jump head to get a throw, or knowing that your opponent is about to use a jump head and timing your own throw when they're going off the jump head, things like that. Being able to understand your opponent to an extent where you can predict what it is to a certain extent, obviously, and then being able to capitalize on that newfound information. And I think that's one of the bigger things that, if I were to say anything, that maybe they should be focusing on for this coming match.
Indeed. And with that said, I am ready. I am at the 11-second mark, my friend. Are you good to go?
The 11-second mark, I am indeed. Do you want to count it down?
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, and we are off. There's the taunt, and there he goes. And nice throw, kind of just dipped down just enough to get that under throw coming out on the hitboxes. Bit of a whiff coming out there from Body Hunter, just trying to defend himself really more than anything. And Paulo going to go on the offense again and get another nice throw, and just trying actually the Body Hunter becomes the Body Hunted running from the jump pad, as Paulo is just completely blocking him and reading him at every move. Except for there, I think I just kind of retroactively jinxed it, because he, as soon as I say that, he like tries a throw when Body Hunter wasn't falling anywhere close to him. So yeah, that's how that one's gonna go down there.
Yeah, and that is one of those things that I was talking about earlier about just landing your abilities, where I think Body Hunter really hasn't landed many throws. I think that was just one of the first ones that he landed in the last couple of seconds. But just like I said, just being able to land that, the damage that it does, the control it gives you over the situation, goes a long way. Again, I talk about first blood mechanics a lot, but Paulo was able to land a couple of throws and not a whole lot of follow-up, but I think that just the damage, as well as Body Hunter missing a couple of his own throws, I think went a long way to letting him able to at least get the first kill, even though now things are looking pretty evened out. Almost being thrown off the edge there. Body Hunter missing another throw right there, unfortunately. I guess if there was one bit of advice that I would need to focus on for Body Hunter specifically, it is just being a little bit more patient with your throws, because it is obviously probably the greatest utility. I don't know if there's really a debate. The greatest utility that Skolldir has, just in terms of being able to do anything in these 1v1s.
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying here. I wanted to take a look at just how close the damage numbers are. We're looking at Body Hunter. He's ranking at 12,957. And Paulo just has 13,151. The damage is less than 300, and it's going to actually stay relatively close. The numbers are changing really fast. Actually, I know he's going to quickly pull up on a 1,000 damage lead, and is actually doing some nice work there. Body Hunter just gets another throw, and it's actually starting to go on the defense, and now it reflects on the HP bars. But I do think it's interesting how close these numbers tend to get in these close matches. Like, I guess, like, yeah, statistically that makes sense, okay? But it also goes to show the consistency of the players, and I think that it also goes to show, again, that nature of, like, you can't really deal damage without taking damage in these scenarios. Like, pretty much any moment where you go in and you get some damage off, even some poke, without taking any return, that is in itself kind of like styling, I think it's safe to actually think of it as that. Like, look at that Paulo, he takes the punch so he can quake and throw, then he takes a quake, but that means he still gets the frag on Body Hunter. I don't think there was any way he could have possibly gotten on that frag without going as low HP as he does. And now he's in this situation. Oh my gosh, he's one bar and going to absolute town on Body Hunter, dodges the gnome, and now he just needs to find it, and he's trying to, and there's the throw, and he's might die of region. Aw, man.
No, that's gonna be a kill on both of them. Evening it up though, 4-4. We were talking about earlier how sometimes this situation just becomes even. This is straight up even, 4 kills even, just 6 to go effectively instead of 10, as opposed to the start of the match. And kind of just starting out, reset button, just a little bit less kills to go this time. Oh, I thought that was gonna be Paulo off the edge right there, but not quite. Instead, gonna be doing that lip jump.
Indeed. And just he's doing the throw.
Oh man, that was right
that was
into the right wall.
savage.
There's no chance for recovery on that one.
Somebody called 911 on that one. That was like a basketball shot, man. He went into the top right corner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, unfortunately, it is gonna mean that right there he's gonna go down. Man, the predict throw right there was pretty good on Paulo's part. I don't know if he even knew that he was gonna spawn right there or saw that he spawned. So instead, Body Hunter is gonna be taking a lot of damage right there, actually. Yep, and just a heal bunch gonna be just enough to keep him alive. Is he gonna get the kill on Paulo right there? Oh man, I think that's the first time we've seen Solar left on the map from a simultaneous kill, actually.
And I think you're right. All the simultaneouses before then were like, it involved one of them like being on the sides of the maps. That is definitely the first Solar exchange or Solar drop, whatever you want to call that we've seen all tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be Paulo down as well, just taking down from some of the dot as well as some of the small punches. And it's going to be 7-6 right now in the lead for Body Hunter. Wow, I can't believe Paulo missed that third punch, honestly. I think he just did a little Skolldir short jump and just went right over his head. That would have killed him for sure.
Yeah. Body Hunter almost found that punch there. He was trying to do some nice mechanics, but unfortunately he didn't find that punch next to the jump pad. And then, you know, Paulo just finally got the opportunity he needed to clean Body Hunter up. And now, ooh, that was a good throw. I think he's about to die to DOT. Yeah, Body Hunter's just going to not give him the chance to heal, and then he's going to go, play it safe. He's waiting in mid for the spawn. Doesn't really want to play the mind games right now. He doesn't want to really mess up. Because, you know, Paulo is one of those people that points-wise he does need to be careful to beat out. That's going to bring it down 8-8, but people have completely full health. And, oh, this is definitely interesting. But Bunny Hunter is fishing around. Like, these are the sort of guys where if they don't make first, they're going to make second or third. So, like, this is like a big game to them. Like, they're directly standing in each other's paths. And, you know, even the second place is the $30 cash prize, and they get to select a piece of Awesomenauts DLC of their choice just for making playoffs. But for getting second place, you actually get to pick 2. So, you know, there's prizes to be earned by the results of this match, and Paulo is going to earn himself a nice frag. So he just needs to get one more thing. I don't think he'll be able to take out Body Hunter without dying, but it's definitely possible. He is going to go in with the mentality to just do as much damage as possible before his death, and that he shall do. He's actually still alive. He might just do it. Oh, he whiffed so hard. That was the saddest throw whip. He would have done it. Oh, man.
Yeah, that would have absolutely been a kill on Body Hunter right there. And it is 1v1 kill to 1 kill right now in favor of Paulo, just from the health pool that each player is given at this point. But yeah, if that throw had hit, it would have. If it would have been a trade, it would have still come out in Paulo's favors because he would have hit 10 kills at that point. But here, another really, really close match right there. That is going to be a throw on Body Hunter. Gonna land in the gnome, and I guess he died. He didn't die on my screen.
Yeah, Body Hunter died.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
just the way,
the
way it works.
Yeah, it's just I'm assuming just because he has like 0 health.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very, very close match, actually. Back and forth basically the entire time, that one.
Yeah, and then it ended up being 1-1. So, you know, we're talking about, like, oh, hey, so, you know, these guys standing each other in the way of the rankings, and, like, they tied. What do you know?
Yeah, one of the many ties that have been actually really, really close. I think both matches actually came down just to the last kill, now to think about it.
I want to say you're right. Yeah, last game, Body Hunter won by 1 or 2 kills. It wasn't any more than 2. I can't remember if it was 1. But no, you're definitely right.
Either way, very, very good matches coming out today.
Indeed. That said, we are going to take another short break. We will be right back, my friends. We're setting up the next match. We just got a few more to go before our 2017 champion of Skolldir Showdown is named.